Hello everyone, and welcome to another video by me, Nikki, and I am bringing you the Mars transit in Pisces tarot message for us all. Now Mars is going to be in Pisces until from 14th of April to the 24th of May. So Mars is going to be traveling through Aries till Gemini. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And it's going to last a little under 8 weeks. So it's going to be like 6 weeks. So it actually is, yeah, it's quite a while, you know, because it's nearly 2 months. And some of the energies I was picking up, I'll talk about the tarot cards that I've picked up for this as well. But some of the energies that I've actually picked up for this Mars in Pisces is an air of detachment on the outside, because you know Pisces is mutable and it's very contradictory. You just never know what you're going to be getting. So there's an air of detachment, but also there's an element and theme of the self, on how we present ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we beautify ourselves, but also when it comes to having gifts coming to us, gifts coming to people. There's a lot of energy that's placed in the first house during this transit. And, you know, Mars being in Pisces is not necessarily the best placement, because Mars is a fire sign and Pisces is water. And it's not to say that fire and water don't go, it does actually go. But during this time, there is, you know, obviously an element and theme of us seeking balance, especially when it comes to like our relationships. But there's also a huge, you know, theme, like I said, you know, of us when it's like, you know, on the personal. Mars being in Pisces, you know, it does give us a lot of, you know, because the driving energy during this time, and also with the strong emotions, it is going to be more or less in the mind. It's not going to be like physical, like when it comes to like working out, for instance. And in terms of like how we express ourselves, that I feel that some of the things are going to be expressed outwards. There's going to be things expressed outwards. It's not going to be aggressive. It's going to be more showing. Okay, so how we feel, we're going to show. How we express ourselves, it's going to be shown. How we, in terms of how we want to like shape our character and shape our lives, and also how we're going to be feeling generous, how we're going to be helping people, teaching people. Also, you know, even like in terms of like whether it's, because remember we are in the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, which is to do with like philosophy and teaching and law and all of these themes. So we're gonna still see these themes happen as well. So even all of that will definitely be brought out. But it's also confidence as well. So all that will be expressed out. I also see during this I was gonna say this conjunction, there can also be a theme of what we, you know, because a lot of the energy is outwards. I also see with this is there is also a lot of how we are as well, which is very good to present ourselves outwards during this time, which isn't, because it's not going to be very easy. There's going to be an element of control. Like there's, you know, some people may come across very, very serious and very ambitious, very determined, which is also good. But even when it comes to like our emotions, because I do feel this is, even though some of the energy is outward, it's emotional as well. So there can be like the mood can definitely shift. Like the mood's one minute the mood's up, and the next minute the mood is actually down, and people will just never know. But then we have again a contradictory of what we see is not necessarily what we get. So, you know, I feel that the intuition, the psychic ability, you know, our goals and dreams, how we're helping people, you know, how we are actually influencing people during this time is also going to be there. But we also have to be very mindful of, you know, having that sort of the Piscean of deceit, lies, and, you know, that, you know, like, yeah, just coming across as like not being truthful. That's also going to be there. So it's, again, I even when I'm speaking about this, it does feel very confusing. I looked at the chart, and I'm feeling also the tarot cards are obviously going to be supporting this. But, you know, when with Mars being in Pisces, it's not a sign that is very confrontational. It tends to like hold the emotions in. It tends to, you know, not confront it in a way, but in a very subtle way. So sometimes you may not even see what's actually going on. You know, even if there's like any like disagreements or any like shouting or any like aggressiveness, Mars in Pisces is, it tends to just appear, because like I said, during this time there's a lot of appearance that are put out. So even though Mars in Pisces is about not, it's basically like quite repressing the emotions, it builds up. It definitely can build up, and we're gonna, you know, we can probably see a lot of these things actually coming out. So we have to be mindful. We have to, you know, this is going to be a time that a lot of us may want to spend time in solitude, spend time with our thoughts, our feelings as well. Because even if we do, even when there'll be a time that there'll be a huge expression of emotion, or aggression, this can shock us. This can shock a lot of people. So, but I do feel also just the drive of Mars being in Pisces is of helping others, is of helping people that are less than us, helping people that are, you know, like communities, working in hospitals, and, you know, people that are lacking. This is also great for like musicians. This is great for like artists as well. This is great for work, for people to be working in doing, like, the drive and energy is to work with on the psychological, on like the emotional psychological. But, you know, obviously the shadow side to this as well, that there can be too much of overflowing of emotion, playing the martyr, be like, you know, like people feeling sorry for me. You know, this can definitely play on a lot of us on a psychological base, because, you know, during this time, what you see is not necessarily what you get, and especially because Neptune's involved, it can be, oh, I feel sorry for that person. You find that actually they were acting, you know. So there's going to be a bit of an up and down during this Mars in Pisces. But when we come to like the cards messages, the first card message we have is from the High Priestess. And she is definitely guiding us to listen to our intuition. Because again, there's going to be themes and things that we are going to be seeing, and there's things that we're not going to be seeing. This is a time to really listen to like our bodies as well, because Mars in Pisces can make us feel, our bodies feel very sensitive. Pisces rules the feet, so the feet may play obviously going to play a huge part. It, you know, Mars also rules inflammation. Pisces also rules water retention. So the feet, like the lower body, like especially the feet, because the feet is one of the strongest of the bodies. Keeping the feet warm, listening to, you know, when you're feeling hurt, you know, there can be some things that we're going to definitely uncover during this Mars in Pisces. Secrets are going to be coming out that needs to be shared to a lot of us. But definitely listening to the body. The High Priestess is going to be guiding us that if we need help in any way, you know, we can also see who is our people and who we need to help as well. I can also see a lot of us definitely, you know, just opening up more, just sharing things a bit more, but also keeping some stuff to ourselves. But she's like this is the first card because she is the major arcana card. So she's giving us like the strong, powerful message, especially when things are going to be seen as well, and listen to our intuition. We also have the Four of Cups, which is about solitude. It can also be about being alone. It's definitely about our moods. mood swings, missed opportunities, but also just sticking to what we know. And even if it isn't great, this is what we feel. So I feel with this is that a lot of us definitely are going to be seeking solitude, but we have to be mindful again that we don't miss things that are presented to us. We don't miss things because we don't feel like we definitely need it. There can also be like a moodiness, a deep, obviously, like, you know, because Pisces is an emotional sign. So there can be, again, there can be moods that are not feeling quite stable, even though they are going to be, it's the moods it does feel, especially the Four of Cups is going to be, it can feel very repressed, but it's actually going to be brought out, but it can still make us feel that we need to go in. It can make us feel that we need to, you know, retreat a lot during this next 6 weeks. And I do feel during this time that there is going to be, especially if you're going through like your Pisces, you know, return, your Mars return in Pisces. If you've got Sun, Moon, or Rising in Pisces, you're definitely going to be feeling this. There can be a time, you know, during this time that you may not want to be as energized to do anything. We can feel that we may want to just chill at home and not do anything. What can happen, obviously, is things can actually pile up. It could be bills that pile up. It could be emotions that pile up. It could be resentment and anger. So the Four of Cups with the High Priestess is, you know, is guiding us, you know, these two together. They're very much emotional cards. It's the Moon, the High Priestess is a Cancer card, and the Four of Cups is also Cancer. So this is going to be making us feel very much within our emotions, very much within our emotional state, which may not feel, which we're actually trying to keep balance, but at times may not really feel balanced. So just watch out for opportunities. We also have the Two of Wands, which is going to be presenting us. It's going to also make us feel during this transit that there's a lot of tomb throwing going on. There's a lot of decisions that's going to be made. During this time, we can have decisions in what we want to do, what we want to say, but also where we want to go. There can be an indecision, okay? An indecision of, do I want this? Do I not want this? Do I, you know, lots of do I can feel, even though our drive is there, because remember, it's more emotional drive. It is there, but in terms of having that personal ambition, it might, you know, it's not going to be there as much. But it's not to say we're not looking at our future, because we are. The future is, you know, is bright, but it also can feel quite foggy, because, you know, especially what I've spoken about during the first part of the video, a lot of things are going to be out, but also there's going to be some confusion, like emotional confusion, physical confusion as well. Like we may have good intentions to do like a workout, but then it's like, oh, I can't be bothered, you know. But we actually know it actually makes us feel good. We may have intentions to, you know, do like a creative project, but then we just can't really be bothered. We know that, you know, things that we actually want to do, it can actually make us feel good, but then the drive is very watery. The last card we have is the Ace of Pentacles, which is actually more or less our saving grace, because obviously Pentacles is about, you know, our finances and money. So it actually feels really good that finances wise, it can just be great as long as we try to listen, especially going for the High Priestess, listen to our intuition and try not to miss out on opportunities, and also try to get that balance within our minds and hearts. I feel that a lot of us during this transit can make a lot of good gains, because Pisces is one of the most, not only the most sensitive, but it's also one of the most creative signs in the zodiac. And if our drive is not of personal ambition, our drive can also be of personal creativity, personal spirituality. And this card is showing that there can be gains that could be made if we tap into that personal, sensitive, but creative, spiritual side of Pisces. I feel a lot of us are going to be seeing once we come out of the fog, which can be quite up and down. We can see, okay, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go, this is what I'm going to create. And it can bring more money. It can grow money. It can also, you know, because I feel that because this energy is very much up and down as well, guys. The huge leaning to be creative is going to be so powerful. You know, creativity is going to save us all in the end. That's what Pisces is showing us. But having the last card from the Ace of Pentacles is actually, it's just a brand new beginning. That, you know, wherever we're working, whatever we're going to be doing, it can bring riches. It can bring a new personal goal. It can actually make us feel a bit more grounded. Like, okay, if I just try to stick to the, you know, in your own way, try to stick to, you know, like a routine of like work, because we may not want, a lot of us may not want to be, have so much ambition to work. But if we know that, especially because there can be a psychic element to Mars being in Pisces, we can see if I just put my mind to this or my heart into this, this is what I can get. You know, if there's things that we need to buy, this is what we need to do. But also, really, this card is really saying, yes, it is about the finances, because the finances actually looks really great as long as we, you know, just try to work with our energy. But also, even sometimes we may not feel that we want to work, but, you know, things have to be paid. Remember, Pisces is a sign of homelessness and drifting. It's the artist. It's the broke artist as well. So we need, this card is showing us to get grounded and tap into what we need to do in order to survive, because a lot of, we need to survive in general anyway. So yes, it ends very well for a lot of us. But, you know, in terms of like physical, I would say that, especially with these cards as well, because the energies, because like astro wise, the energies is going to be, you know, very outwards, and but also with the tarot cards as well, which is supporting it. Again, you know, it's really great, you know, because we're not going to feel as, you know, before Mars goes into Aries, we're not going to feel as ambitious. Remember, we're coming to the end of a Mars cycle, which happens every 2 years. And it's very, whenever Mars is in Pisces, it does feel like, okay, this is like a huge ending. And a lot of us are going to be guided to sleep more, but we may not feel that we can sleep as much, because our dreams can be quite powerful. It could also be quite violent in a way. We can feel a bit more anxious somehow. But this is the energy that is to do with endings. Sometimes when something ends, we can feel a bit you know, just like not really there, you know, not feeling emotionally grounded. So one thing that we can do with this is, you know, just do workout, whether it's, because Pisces rules dance, it rules swimming, meditation, yoga, the movies as well. So all these things are great. This is actually great to be writing down your thoughts, which can actually turn into poetry. And all the dancing and all the yoga and meditation, this can just help us ground and come into ourselves emotionally. And it also gives us a good sleep, because some of us are not having the greatest sleep. You know, we're sleeping, but we're still waking up tired. And also we still got energies that's in Pisces, and also we are in that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, which is going to be for the next, you know, 13 years. So a lot of us are going to be feeling that as well. So we're just being called just to listen to ourselves. You know, when we listen to our intuition, it never really lets us down, but also being creative, being physical, being guided to work in certain places that not just helps us, but also helps others as well. So guys, that was the Mars in Pisces Tarot Transit. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. And also, you know, feel free to let me know how the transit has gone for you. Like I said, it's not going to be the easiest, but there's things that we can do to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. So thank you very much, guys, for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.